As always, don't forget to check the video description down below for the best prices on tools and parts I used in today's video. Today, I am changing the oil in the old Honda Odyssey. This will cover a 2011 to 2017. I'm going to show you the fastest, easiest way to do this. Let's get it. Alright, before we get started, first thing I really like to do is grab your dipstick. He's going to be sitting right in there. I already pulled mine out. And it's a good thing to know if you're using oil between oil changes. This one's a 2012 and it has about 120,000 miles on it. And when I checked the dipstick, it was half a quart low. So between oil changes, I'm burning about a half a quart of oil. Not too bad. As it gets older, it's like all cars are terminal. You know, like oil leaks and burning oil is one of the things you typically just kind of don't fix it, because as the car gets older, you kind of just weigh, is it worth spending this much money to have the engine rebuilt so it doesn't consume oil and that sort of thing. But most of the time, you just bite the extra oil that's being burnt, as long as it's not like a quart every 200 miles. Even then, I used to have an old Honda Civic that actually burned that much, and even then you're gonna weigh like the cost of changing the engine as opposed to buying a new car. That I would just put a quart of oil in every time I filled up, and it really was just like $3 or $4 more on my gas bill. So anyways, this is a newer car, you shouldn't have that bad of a oil consumption problem. So check it before you change it, see how much you're using. Next, your oil cap is going to be sitting right here, and I'll go ahead and take that oil cap off. And then I always like to set mine right there, just so you don't finish the job without putting the oil cap back on. Okay, so now we're gonna get to actually changing the oil. This is a pretty simple oil change. You don't have to lift the car. I'm gonna lay right beside the car. My feet are gonna be down there, and then my right arm is gonna be going up under there, and I'll show you what this looks like. We can access everything from this position. So under here, we're gonna be laying right up under here, and you'll see your oil filter is sitting right there. So with my right arm, I can come up over here and grab it. And they do make tools to be able to take this off. Shouldn't be on there that tight to where you can't loosen it with your hand. So I was able to just grab and twist. That's how you loosen it. I will leave a link in the video description below for like a special tool if you need to add it on there and use a tool to take that off. Next is gonna be your drain plug, which is a 17mm, and it is sitting right there. You can see engine oil, and mine's on there really tight. So what I'll do is kind of set my ratchet up like that, and then I'm gonna take a hammer and let's see, you got the other hand coming this way is gonna be loosening it. So I'm gonna take my 4-pound hammer and just beat on that side going this way, and then that'll break that loose. We'll see that here in a second. Alright y'all, I'm attempting to do this one-handed. So there's my hammer. I'll just go broadside. Just might even get there, we go. And that's loose. So you can see it broke loose. And I'm not gonna be able to reach it, y'all. I'm gonna hold it one-handed. Oh, it's off. So anyways, it did break loose. So now I'll be able to loosen it out, and then I'll throw my little drain pan right. Okay guys, and now you can see I've got the oil draining and the filter is draining there as well, and it is fitting, like it's catching both at the same time. Also, mechanics pride themselves on this, but that is a real picture of my hands after I finish this. So no oil on the hands. Once that oil has drained just about all the way out, you can see now we just got like a little stream. I would put the drain plug back in, and then I'll take some paper towels and I'll grab that oil filter and I'll take it all the way off. So, you know, if you're not in a rush, you can walk away from it for 10 minutes or so and come back once it's done dripping. And again, trying to keep it as clean as possible, just more convenient, less of a mess. So we'll check that back here in a second. Okay guys, so now we're just down to a drip for the oil pan, and if you look up back there, you can see where the oil filter would go on. You're going to want to take a rag and just kind of rub on the shiny surface where the oil filter meets, just kind of make sure it's nice and clean. So there, focus. And then I would coat your new oil filter with some new oil just around that gasket, and make sure that the old gasket is not stuck onto that metal mounting area. That's really important, because if you double gasket it, when you're driving, you can blow one of those gaskets and then you'll just shoot oil all over the place. So make sure, see, his gasket will come out. I'll pull up on it. See? So you don't want two gaskets. So just make sure you do that and put your plug back in, and then we'll fill her up. And guys, when you put the oil filter back on, just get a good handle on it and tighten it up righty-tighty with your hand. You don't really need to put a tool in there. You don't want to mess anything up. Just snug it up nice and tight with your hand. The drain plug. Oh yeah, it's kind of important. If you're not lifting the car and you're doing it like I'm doing it, you're going to have just enough room to snug it up. Don't like use your like pec muscle. Just kind of lay your forearm on the ground and kind of pry up off the ground. That way you won't hurt your like shoulder pectoral muscle. Just kind of noticed that and thought I'd share that as well. Also, once I did remove that oil filter out all the way, I did get a little bit of oil on the backside of my hand. So didn't want y'all to think I did better than I did, but that's still not too bad. Anyways, now we're gonna come to the top. This thing says it takes 4.5 quarts, so we'll put 4.5. If a car takes 4.5, I usually just go ahead and put 5. That way, if it is burning any, you know, it'll have a little extra in there. Engine oil is also partially responsible for cooling your engine, so it's good to have a little extra in there. I'm gonna say I don't recommend that just for liability purposes. Make sure you put exactly how much it calls for. This one, the Honda iVTEC, calls for 4.5 quarts. So anyways, I have in my own personal cars, I've put up to like a quart over and I haven't seen any issues, but I'm not recommending that. So then we got our dipstick. You know, your dipstick goes in here. So we're gonna fill it up. We're gonna start the car. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna pump some oil in the oil filter so we get an exact reading on that dipstick. So we're gonna put the dipstick all the way back in. We're gonna put the oil cap on. We're gonna, well, you're gonna wanna make sure you put oil in there first. I haven't done that yet. So you're gonna fill it up with 4.5 quarts, put the thing on, start it up, turn it off, and then come out here, pull the dipstick, wipe the dipstick, put it back in, and then check the level. Alright, so I just went ahead and filled it up with 4.5 quarts of this. This is SuperTech Full Synthetic 0W20. It's from Walmart. For this car, it's not really going to matter that much what brand you use. So this is a Dexos. And little pouring technique. It's pouring engine oil in the car, especially in this hard to get to spot. It's kind of like a signature, you know? You don't want to try and write the signature out. You just kind of want to go with it. So I would, instead of trying to pour like this, I would go sideways like that. It's going to give you more air room in the bottle, or whatever that means. It's gonna make it not pour out quite as fast. So we're gonna tip it like that, and then just kind of aim for the hole. If you miss a little bit, just keep running with it until you hit the hole, and then just kind of go sideways like that. So that'll probably help you a little bit. You can always get you like one of those little funnels. I don't ever use the funnel. I just kind of like dump it in there. So there's that. And now I'll crank it up. Alright guys, so there it is. I checked mine. Mine is obviously, well, it's kind of hard for you guys to see. Focus camera. Mine's about half a quart over because I did put 5 quarts in mine. So just make sure when you check it, this dipstick has a double seal. Sometimes people will just leave it on that first seal and they won't push it all the way in. To accurately check your dipstick, you're going to want to push it in. It'll kind of snap in twice. And then again, that first time you're going to wipe it clean, then you're going to pull it out. That second time it's going to give you that accurate reading. So that's it. We'll check. I'll show you how to reset your light here too, or your whatever Honda's little weird thing is with the B1 or B2. Alright, so let's look at that now. Okay guys, I'm going to talk you through resetting your oil light real quick. Now, the EXL and the Touring are going to be different than the other, like the base model and all that. This is like an EXL and touring. I'm also going to link below in the video description links for guys showing you this, because for this one, I'm not going to be able to actually physically show you, because a few weeks ago when the B1 service light was on, I was like, that's really annoying. So I went ahead and reset it. And now it won't let me reset it when I actually am doing the oil change. But the way you do it, I can still tell you how to do it. For the EXL and touring is going to be like this. What you'll do is, I believe you're going to tap the select button once, and then it's going to pop up this menu. And then no, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. First thing you're going to do is tap this button, okay? And then it should take you off of that B1, and it'll take you to the next screen. Then you're going to hold this for like 10 seconds, like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, until that little thing starts flashing, and yours is going to be a service thing. It's going to start flashing. And then from that point, it'll give you an option like reset or exit or whatever. You'll select up and down with this thing, and just make sure you hit reset and then select reset. Okay, so that's how you change it on the EXL or touring. Now, if you have a different model, what you'll do is you'll get into the on position, and then you'll tap your little miles thing. Oh, until it brings it to oil life, like that. And then you'll hold it. Let's see, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi. Oh, and hey, it did let me do it that way. When I reset it a couple weeks ago, I couldn't get off that B1 screen without doing it. Anyways, that way I showed you there, that will work for the EXL and the touring. Also, it looks like this is working. So now I will be able to select, so I'll hit my little down button, down, and then that will take me to, see, I'm toggling through. So I'm going to reset, and then you'll hit the select button right here, and you watch when I hit select, it'll say reset and oil life 100%. So that's it. My oil life was already at 100% because I did this, like I said, a couple weeks ago, because I just wanted to get rid of that light. So anyways, either way will work, and there you go. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.